I'm gonna do a video on this here. I worked on this last week. Guy brought it to me with what do you want to call them? All tore apart. The carburetor was off. The carburetor was off. This was off. Everything was off from it, and it was all in the bagger when it was given to me to have it fixed. So I put it all back together, but I noticed I was missing the float pin. So, because the carburetor was tore apart and it was all thrown in the bag, so I found the needle valve in there, but I couldn't find the float pin. So I found a float pin down at my garage that I had, and the pin that I had was not the right one because it takes a real small, fine one to hold the float on. So I found a pin that went to a Tecumseh that I had laying around, and that was like just a little bit too big. So I ended up taking a file to it and filing it down to the diameter I needed, and then it wouldn't go through the float itself because it was too big diameter still there, but at least it went into the locks because this had a plastic carburetor, plastic float, or plastic bowl and everything. So I snapped into that, and then I did run a drill, next size bigger drill bit through the float itself because the float's plastic. Ream that out just a little bit so the pin would slide through there nice and easy. So that's all done there. Got it all back together. Starts up. Has, of course you can't see it in here. Maybe you can. It's right there. I'm touching it with the tip of my finger there. This is a thermostat because it's got one of those automatic chokes on it. No primer, no nothing. Just pull the cord and it'll start up, and it'll run with a choke on until the thermostat heats up, and then he'll kick it off. So I gave it back to him. It ran good. He said it ran perfect, and then just died on him. So I tore it apart, he gave it back to me. It's been 2 days since I've been able to work on it, and well, I started working on it this morning, and got it going, working on it, and what I noticed, so I said, well, I pulled the air filter off first and all that stuff, and I reached in, clipped off the fuel lines there so the way the fuel wouldn't run out, and pulled the fuel line off before I even touched the carburetor. And in the process of doing that, the fuel drips down onto here. Well, I noticed when it hit, it beat it up, so I knew it had been water in there. Because usually when gas hits, it disperses, and I think there's some gas here. It hits and it disperses. You can see it spread right out. So I knew it wasn't gas. So I said, well, I don't know. So I pulled the fuel line off, drained it out, got water out of there, took the bowl off the carburetor that was full of pure water. So I sloshed the tank around, drained some more out, got it all good here. So I'm gonna fire it up here in a minute and see if we got it fixed. I'm pretty sure we do. So, but yeah, I mean it's stupid plastic stuff. I hate it with a passion. But we're gonna see if it fires up here. Oh, one thing I did notice, the first time he brought it to me when it was all tore apart, it did have oil in the gas. So I drained that, but there's no drain plug on the bottom. So I had to drain it out through here, tip it up and drain it out. But the gas can, the reason why there's water in there, I'm pretty sure it's from him, because I dumped just a tiny bit of water or gas in there to run it, just enough to run it, because I'm not going to dump all my gas in there for him to use, So gave it back to him. He dumped a fresh tank in there that he had, but apparently had water in it. So And but anyways, back to this. Last time had gas in the oil, so I drained that out, cleaned it, yada yada. And so couldn't find, had no drain plug, so I've seen them drain out there. But I was just looking at it this time, just got to looking. It says this right there. It says featuring just check and add, never change the oil. And the Briggs & Stratton. I said, what the hell, you know? So it's set up to burn the oil, is what I'm thinking. I don't know. So it burns the oil and then you just add it to add fresh oil once in a while. I mean, that's crazy to me. How the hell they come up with that idea? Yeah, I just wanted to show that too, also, because that I thought was kind of weird, because I never seen anything like that. But let me get this down here and I'll start it up. All right. No choke, no primer, no nothing. Just hold the handle, start it. Well, as you saw there, it runs smooth and everything. Has that surging in the beginning for, yeah, the sunlight here, for, because of the choke, till the exhaust heats up and then it opens up and then it stops surging and all that crap. So, that's that done. Nothing I did, because I thought maybe something with the carburetor being I put that float pin in there, something happened with that, but nothing wrong there, everything still works, so, but just he had water in it, so we'll see. And then I'm gonna work on this next. Gotta clean the carburetor on that, see why it's not firing. It's been sitting, so I'll make a video about that here in a second. I don't want to drag this one out too long, so. Bought this one at a lawn sale, real quick history on it. Bought it at a lawn sale for 20 bucks. It's a DR trimmer, daddy long leg. This wheel is original. This one on the other side is not, but it's pretty darn close to the size. Because the other one was cracked all the way around each spoke, so it wasn't gonna last very long. So I pulled this one off another lawnmower I had. Works. I cleaned the carburetor on it when I first got it. Ran great, actually. The only thing is that as you're using it, it would get hot and shut off. Or not hot and shut off, but the belt. Because the belt was all wore out. I took and put a new belt on it. Here. Put a new belt on it. These pulleys were alright, surprisingly, for how rusty they look. The bearings and the spindle, on the other hand, were not good. So I tore that apart, put it in a press, pressed out the bearings, went down to the auto parts store, got the same ones. They had the same ones right there. Put it on there and fired right up. So, you know, put it on there and it didn't fire up, but put it on there and it turns freely. Everything, put it all together. So that's that. So now I'm gonna get ready to tear this apart real quick and clean this carburetor, and I'll come back when I have it apart, so you don't have to watch the whole darn thing. I wanted to show this real quick too. I took this off before and I saw that on there. Apparently it's cracked and stuff, and the guy that had it before me put that on there. I mean, it works. It's not cracked, broke or nothing. So I said whatever. But I did have a parts one down at the garage. The only thing different is got this piece on it here, which it's already got one right there. So all I gotta do is just cut this off, which is no big deal. Just cut it off here, save me the. And then it's missing the primer. The primer's right here. Takes 2 seconds to change. Matter of fact, I'll do a thing on it here real quick. See what I'm doing. Ain't nothing to these here, just a little plastic tab right here, one on each side. That's all that holds that in there. Just gotta press it in ever so slightly. You don't have to go too hog wild on it. Same on the other side. Push it in until you feel the lip go in. Then you'll see it start to slide up. Then you just reach underneath it and slide it up easily and evenly on both sides. The hell is that? Mad scooter. So that's all there is. Got that one out of there. Just simplest part, putting it back into the other one. It's not that dirty. It's just a little bit grungy, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Push it right in. And I just take the screwdriver, push it down in. Locked. Locked. Locked there. We're locked there. It works. So there we go. And all I gotta do is just cut this off here with a little hacksaw. Whatever. It'll work. So there's that. Now I just gotta pull the carburetor off and we'll go from there. I'm trying to put this camera here where I can. Of course, you can't see the sunlight here, but right here's a good angle, I guess. Carburetor's off. This is just a plain Jane or nothing to it. Some gas still leaking out of it a little bit here. Pull the jet out the bottom that holds the bowl on also. And we're going to see why this won't start. We'll get no fuel or nothing. Here's the bowl. That's what it looks like. A little bit of water in there, not much. Just in some yellow nasty gas. So. Dump that out. Got some carburetor cleaner here. Just gonna spray it out, you know. It's not that dirty, so I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it. The main jet, you know, allows fuel to go from the bottom of the bowl in through, up through here, and into your, I guess you want to call this your pilot jet, but then it goes up through your jet into your throat of your carburetor. But this all allows the fuel up into here. So if you're not getting any fuel, first place to start is right here. There is holes in there you can see through. I'm just going to blow through it a little bit with some carb cleaner. And the hole here is clear through. But to get down in here, what I do is I take a wire brush and I take a pair of needle nose and rip one of the bristles out. The steel brush out of the wooden ones is the easiest. And that'll reach right down in there and clean that out perfect. So matter of fact, I'm going to go get one real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, back. This is the bristle. So grab it here, yank it out. There you go. It goes right down in there. Wiggle it around. You can actually, if you look through the holes, you can see the wire brush down inside there. So that's all cleaned. A little speck of water right there still. So that's cleaned. Now, pull the float pin. This is the one I said I took. Basically looks similar to this that I did on that snapper mower. Does this one still, you know, the diameter is still a little bit too big. That one takes a real small one for whatever reason, I don't know, but here's the float, your needle valve. Allows the fuel in, looks pretty clean. Always down inside here, there's a rubber, like a O-ring, I want to call it. So the needle seat, but the needle valve sits on top of it. Try not to touch that with carb cleaner, because that'll disintegrate that, no problem. I mean, it's already in a harsh environment and gas, so just not make it worse. So what I'm going to do is just going to start blowing some carb cleaner through all the little orifices. See if we make sure we're getting gas, make sure it's getting out of every hole. That lets me know that it's coming out the center, the main jet. Yep. Some of them you gotta be careful with. Some of them like are deadheaded, like this one here. Spray down in there. Don't want to be looking at it because they'll come back and hit you in the face. Get in here. So there's that one. That's why I said don't look at it. I just did it myself. Sprayed myself right in the face. Stupid. But whatever. I'm going to run the wire brush right through there. That's another small orifice that you can't really clean out with anything other than that and a wire brush. There's that. Oop. Just double checking on that, make sure that's all cleaned out. Let's see with this one here. So that goes down through there. Run some carb cleaner. Yep. Now, this hole here is your primer for where the primer goes through. You see it's kind of partially covered. They don't make these things fit that great. So I take the screwdriver and kind of just make sure to pull the gasket out of the way. Even just rip it out a little bit. You don't have to go ham on it, but you take this and down through there. Make sure it's all cleaned out. Because the more open it is, the better primer you're going to get. There, it's a lot better looking. You can put compressed air to it. I wanted to put a whole lot, because you can blow the Welch plug out. This and that. So, carb cleaner, if you can do it. You should wear gloves, unlike me. But I'll come back, I'll put this back together. Matter of fact, I'll put it back together while you're looking real quick. Tricky part. I always put this in there and let it hang. Tip the carburetor. Put it right in. Grab your float pin. Put it in. Make sure it's sitting even. It could be sitting up just a little bit. It's not bad. It's not going to hurt nothing. And when it hangs, it's working. So, this is a Briggs & Stratton, so the bowl doesn't have to go on a certain way. Tecumsehs have a flat spot in them. They have to go on a certain way. The flat spot goes back here where your pin goes. That way where it's, the bowl hangs on this will have travel room. We'll put that on there. Put pilot jet back in. And I'll put it all back together and I'll come back. There, cut that piece off like I said I was going to, so now they match. So put that on there and I'll come back again. It's all back together. Check the oil here. Oil's a little bit dark until I can change it yet. I haven't changed it yet. No point in changing it if it don't run right. So, stupid thing. There we go. This one I can start up on here because it ain't gonna hurt nothing because it doesn't engage the belts until you start it. So I'm just going to see if it starts and runs. I got this on choke, even though there is no choke, but push the primer ball up here. I'll push it a good couple times because I haven't had it started. And we'll see what happens. Still runs. Just double check again. Let's start it up here. I won't put it on choke this time. I will push even though it's not choke, but push primer valve a couple times. Give it a pull here. Alright, I'm gonna put this thing down on the ground and See it fire up this front, make sure the belt works and all that stuff, because I have not tested that yet. So let's do that now. Got it running. Let's see what happens here. Belt's still a little new, so it's going to turn the head for just a little bit, but well, there. Done for today on that stuff, so that's all I'm going to do for today on the video. And yeah, I guess that's how you want to, my junk that I work on for people. This one here is mine, which I'm going to turn around and sell. Got 40 bucks in, or 20 bucks into it. Another $20 into parts. Actually no, maybe a little more than that. So I gotta get at least 50. I got at least 50 bucks into it, roughly, give or take a few, but turn around and sell it. I could turn around and sell this thing for probably 80 bucks maybe to the right person. So, but I gotta adjust this cable a little bit because that's a little too much tension on that belt and spring. So, but other than that, have a good day.